Hey you guys, so today we are looking at this, which is Michael Myers. It is this has come from AliExpress, so it's a KO knockoff bootleg, allegedly, all that crap. Right, now I have seen one of the other YouTubers on here, one of the American YouTubers who's far more successful than me. He did a review of this. He did exactly the same, and he wasn't that kind about the figure. I have to admit, when this originally came out, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the original figure all those years ago because I thought it didn't look like Michael Myers. And guess what? It still doesn't. Neither does the other ones I've got. That on the back, that is not in any way, shape or form the same as the head that came on it. Even this is a legit version of this. This came with the night he came home with the Dr. Loomis. Yeah, that's the figure that came with that. And to me, that and that have never looked the same. But matter of fact, I think I painted like his chin because his chin was a funny colour. But yeah, this is one from that. I only bought it because I wanted Dr. Loomis. So yeah. We'll do a comparison. Yeah, so this other YouTuber's done these. He does a lot of reviews of the genuine figures. You do that, mate. I'll do the knockoffs, okay? Yeah, we'll stay like that. So yeah, this came from AliExpress. It cost around 12 quid. You can find these on eBay as well. You know, they're cheap. Yes, it is a shame if people are selling these off as the real thing, because the real thing goes for like stupid money now, and I mean stupid money because this is a terrible version of Michael Myers. This is probably one of the worst. This was one of NECA's first figures, and like I say, I remember going into our local Forbidden Planet. I went to Forbidden Planet, and I remember standing in the thing looking at it going, that's not like Michael Myers. Mcfarlane did one. Theirs looked more like Michael Myers, and I remember thinking to myself, I've got the Mcfarlane one, I don't need this one because that doesn't look like Michael Myers. There was Ash from Army of Darkness, Donnie Darko, and Silence of the Lambs in the same set. And if it had have looked as good as that, I would have probably bought them back then. Cult Classics, a collection of your favourite heroes and villains from classic horror, sci-fi and action movies. Each figure is highly detailed and comes complete with movie-accurate accessories. Hey, I did all right there. Got it all right. On Halloween night in 1963. Oh, actually, tell you what, Doc Brown version. Oh, on Halloween night in 1963, 6-year-old Michael Myers unexpectedly murdered his 17-year-old sister, Judith. As a minor, Michael was sentenced to Smith's Cove, Warren County Sanatorium, where he remains locked away for 15 years. On Halloween night 1978, Michael Myers escaped and sanitarium and returned home to Haddonfield to resume his murderous rampage. What is lying behind Michael Myers' eyes is pure and simple evil. Michael Myers. Yes, Dr. Loomis. So yeah, like I said, I bought the other set for the Dr. Loomis. But yeah, there's a bit of fluff and muck inside there. Have a look at that. If you have a real one, check all the barcodes and stuff on the bottom. Because, right, now I have a sneaking suspicion that these may be genuine figures. It is said that a lot of these are just faulty stock. I can see his nose is a bit odd and he's looking that way. The hands aren't painted very well either, but I think these were just, they didn't sell very well. I don't think these figures sold at all well, because I remember seeing a lot of them about. So these could have, silly as it seems, these could have been sat in a warehouse for what, 20 years? When was it? 2010. Maybe. It says copyright 2010 on the bottom, so yeah. So most of the plastic is coming off the top, so I shall start there. There we go. And you can see the nice logo on the back. Like I say, this could have been sat in a warehouse just as crap stock. It is held in with a cable tie. Just out of interest, let me just have it does smell a bit foisty. I had the dreaded lurgy this time last year, and I still haven't got my sense of smell back. Oh, the head is kind of manoeuvrable. Right, oh, that head is Right, quick test. He stands. Yes, the other guy that reviewed this kept complaining, look, he just won't stand. He won't stand. I'm giving away, it's an American YouTuber. There we go. And the knife. This is worth it just for the pumpkin. Like I say, 12 quid. Can't really go wrong, can you? Oh, there you go. I knocked the table. His feet. There we go. You just move his feet like that. Ta-da! He stands. So you have the pumpkin. I know that there is no battery compartment in there. I don't think there is. Let me have a look. I'm not going to undo that. I know there isn't. You can see there isn't through the gap. I don't know if you can see it through there, but there is no. But you can put one in yourself if you've got a little bit of know-how on that. That screw is in there for life. He's very stiff. But yeah, that is the pumpkin. There is the knife. Very nice shiny knife. But let's have a look at the man himself. So, here we go. Now, as you can see, the eyes are pretty small and dark. Not very seeable. There is a scuff on the end of his nose. And the white isn't completely white. Now, he's also got black around his neck. And there is some paint marks down there. The boiler suit is a very dark, it's almost black. There's weathering. You see, it's like the weathering like that makes me think, would they bother with that if they were doing knockoffs? I don't think so. He's been set down for a long time because he's got wear on his butt. It does have all the appropriate logos and things underneath the feet. Just out of interest. Yep. Exactly the same feet, exactly the same shoes. Let's put the two together. So, here we go. Now the eyes are a lot smaller on this one. I don't know. You see, I think this was the early edition, and then they changed the head for this. I'm just trying to look. Is the hair right? The hair is glued on, so I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember back. I seem to remember that people weren't happy with this, the first version of this that was in that pack, and they kind of reissued it. And I remember people saying, "Oh, they've changed the eyes. Good." Google it. But then again, it wouldn't have been on Google back then. It would have, silly as it's in 2010, it would have been in magazines and things. But yeah, I'll do. He's got the knife in his hand, so he's stabbing him in the back. Let's hold the two together. It ain't great, is it? But I don't think the original one was that great. You know, compare this to what they do now. The boiler suit, reasonably the same colour, reasonably the same kind of paint apps to it. The hands, he has got mucky fingernails on this, he doesn't on that. But like I said, this was a reissue in a much more expensive, at the time, box set. He doesn't have quite the same dirt on the back. It is exactly the same figure. And they both stand exactly the same. Which is, you know, this is the thing. Why can they not be the genuine thing that has just been sat in a warehouse somewhere for the last 10 years? These are the, you know, the strange things. Like I say, I think the likeness, I think they had an issue with the likeness, because does somebody own the rights to the mask? It doesn't look, even that doesn't really look like any of, does it? Really look like any of the Michael Myers. Maybe it's from 4. But that, if you want a figure and you want to do a bit of customization and just generally mess about, I mean, I don't know, it's Michael Myers. I may paint him up to look like Austin Powers. I've always wanted to do that with one of these. Yeah, baby. But it's, you get what you pay for. It's 12 quid. Yes, I understand if you go out and you try and buy, you know, you buy a real one. I even left the string on that one, so if you go out and buy one and you think you're buying the genuine thing, then it is a problem. The knife's got a curve to it. But yeah, if you just buy one for a bit of fun, because you just want a cheap figure to stand on your shelf, it's weird. It looks like it should move in the middle. That one doesn't move in the middle either. If you just want a cheap figure that you can stand on your shelf and say, oh look, Michael Myers, then it's perfect. Just out of interest, they haven't done a Michael Myers from the first film, but they have done one from the second film. So that's the modern neca. It's a little bit smaller, but it still has the smaller eyes on it. That does look more like William Shatner than that does. I think maybe that was the issue. Maybe they had to ask William Shatner's permission. But yeah, that face, I am going to get some of my modelling paints out and stuff like that, and I'm gonna make it my Michael Myers. I'm gonna repaint the face. I like the fact you can't see his eyes, because you kind of can on that one, but you can't on that. Yeah. I said I know this was the second edition of him, because that was put out with the Night He Came Home set. This was the original. I think this was the original design that they put out, and I think that is the original head that nobody liked, and I think they eventually recalled. They just stopped selling that one. It's kind of weird. That first set, I didn't get any. I don't think I got any of them. I really don't. I definitely didn't get. I didn't get the Silence of the Lambs one because it didn't look like him. I didn't get that one because it didn't look like him. That one I probably couldn't find, and Danny Darko, I really never liked the film, sorry. It's one of those films that everybody goes crazy for, and I kind of go, really? Okay. I don't hate it, it's just not my bag. But yeah, I maybe should have got the Army of Darkness one. But I think I didn't get these because I seem to remember they look like cosplayers. And I don't mean that in a nasty way to cosplayers, but you know what I mean? When it's somebody that looks like them but isn't them, yeah? They look like the stunt doubles, we'll go that way. Yeah. And they were quite expensive back in the day as well, I have to say. They were like 20 quid even then, which was... But then that's Forbidden Planet. But yeah. So there you go, that is the two. I've always wanted to repaint that face, but I've never had the thing, so I will do that to that one now. I will have a mess about with that and see if I can make it any better. Like I say, it stands, it looks exactly the same. The other guy did the review of it, and he was pretty mean about it, because that's what most people that do KOs want to do. They want to find the faults so they can pick on it. And I just review this stuff because it's a figure. I don't care whether it's real or not. It's just the one I bought and I could afford, and etc, etc. And I think it looks pretty good. And when I finished messing about with that face, it will look even better. So yeah, today I'm not going to mention his name or do anything, but to him, you stick to doing your stuff and leave this to me, yeah? Because I know what I'm doing. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for taking the time. I have sorted out the tax things, so the channel will be around for a while longer. YouTube, you naughty little boys. Yeah. So thanks, guys. Like I say, hit the likes, hit the shares, hit the subscribe buttons down there at the bottom. It is all a big help to the channel. Another close-up. There we go. That nose is terrible. The paint is terrible. So I will probably just get some white paint. It should be more flesh-coloured around his neck. I'll mess about with it. I presume you take the head off. Let me just have a... Oh, yep. Yep, it's got a back peg in there. So, yep, I shall mess about with that and make that look more like Michael Myers. Yeah, baby. So, yeah, hit the likes, hit the shares, hit the subscribe buttons down at the bottom. It's all a big... Leave it like that. It's all a big help to the channel. Thank you to all of you that have subscribed. It's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, have a great day, a great night, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully. Bye now.